Okay, here we go. Now we're live here on YouTube. Now we're going to go on to Anchor. It is a platform I'm on. Okay, come our earpiece in. So, let's see here if I could do this. Alright, let's go. Hello, how you guys doing? This is good old Agent Grimlock from the Anonymous Republic Network. And this is going to be a storytelling time here. With a little bit of truth here. Now, I want to be honest with you guys here. So I'm going to be... now, there's nothing wrong with, a little bit of honesty here. I've always been into a lot of things, radio, and the reason I do this is I grew up in the Central Valley. And I grew up in the 80s, and I grew up in the early 90s, where it was a really cool time because the style, the music, the fashion, all the good stuff, all the get hype and everything else. So, I've been doing this for almost 10 years, and I've always said the reason I do this is because it's like an outlet for me. I grew up holding in a lot of stuff, holding in a lot of things, and not talking to anybody about it, because at the time, I wasn't very much of a talker myself. I wasn't as talkative as I am now, because what saved my life in that department was YouTube. YouTube has saved my life in that department because I would hold in a lot of shit stuff. So now, I used to hold in a lot of things, When you're frustrated, when you're like just really in a bad mood, and you hold in a lot of stuff, and that would happen to me at the time. But as I got older, I got older. I got wiser. Now, out there in the real world, there is a lot of people out there with a lot of anger, and they're blowing up at the wrong people. And they're using race as a crutch. And they're using race as a crutch, as a reason. Which they shouldn't have. Which they shouldn't do, because a lot of people don't support that. They're making it political about it. They're giving these reasons on why they're attacking police officers and shit like that. Why they're attacking. I mean, look what happened with Antifa. They attacked a prayer group having an event. And anybody in Portland want to have an event, it's disrupted by Antifa. Yeah, it's getting that bad. That bad, you know. And what I see, and I'll be honest, I will tell you point blank to your face. And I don't care if they call me out, certainly not. What I see is a bunch of overgrown children having a damn temper tantrum and having nothing better else to do. And so I'm looking out and in at this very same time. Now, I want to got a new Tella here. It's a joystick 2. This is the it's an Alcatel Joy Tab 2. This is blue oxygen. 4G LTE capability, 8 PS, 32 gigabyte internal storage, amplified sound, 4 times solid performance, longer lasting charge. Oh, it's IPS. It's PS. IPS. Was it PS or IPS? Let me show my glasses here. Let's see. This is yeah, it's PS display. 1280 by 800. The durable Acai glass. Now I wanted to talk about slower than I want to tell you, and why I'm telling it. And I will be point blank, brutally honest here. Now, when I say I want to tell a story, it's going to be an honest one. An honest one. A very, very honest one. And some of you may not like it, but that's okay. That's okay. Now, when I first started this 10 years ago, I didn't have an outlet to use to lift all this weight of anger. It was all anger, all just. And I wasn't really good at talking to people, you know. I wasn't very good at all talking to anybody, you know. I was quiet. Was I shy? Honestly, I wasn't. I was looking for help. I was looking for help on how to channel all this inside me. To lift all that up off my shoulders. You know? It's kind of like lifting a ton off my shoulders, you know, within hugely, you know. When I first did my video, it took me about a year and a half to learn how to do YouTube, and I learned a lot each time I did it. I learned a lot. Yeah, I was a little. Yes, I'll be honest. I was a little immature, a little bit. You know. So. That's orange juice. So after a while, I've had my first channel since November 2011. It'll be 10 years in November, and we're going to do a celebration of that channel, even though it's under a new name. So it got, it was like this until I realized, you know, until I realized I needed to change something. I needed to completely change something on how I'm doing my videos here. So it took me a time to learn, but during the 10 years I have not written anything to help me. I did it all from here, from the heart, you know. And I felt like it needed to be from the heart, you know, and it was the thing I needed to do. If I wrote it down, I would feel fake. I've always believed to speak from the heart, you know, speak from the heart. Because it was very important that I spoke from the heart. You know, you gotta be honest with yourself as well as your viewers here. You know, also, you know, doing my podcast, you gotta be honest also with your listener. I mean, you gotta be able to speak from the heart, whether you're on vlogging, live streaming, or on your podcast, you know. Now, I came across an app one day. I was on Instagram, and I came across this app called Anchor, Anchor, and it was 2016 App of the Year. What is Anchor? Now, whenever you go on and hear about the term podcast, okay, okay. Now, podcast is almost like being on radio, okay. Now, I like where I'm going with the way I'm doing my podcast. I have no advertisers. I have no sponsors. And I have no reason to have sponsors. But I want some. What I want a sponsor? I don't know. I don't know. I can't say. But I learned a lot about myself doing both my podcast and my vlog here. Podcast is, you know, there's a studio. Go to a studio, and that's, you start your little studio, you know, whatnot. So sometimes when you think, okay, well, I want to be doing this, I'm be doing that, doing this, so you could, the Anchor app is, I mean, you don't need a studio. I mean, you don't need a studio. Just put in your headphones, your earphones and whatnot, hit record. But you're only allowed 59 minutes. If you go over, that's it. That's why you want to do it under 59 minutes. You don't want to go any further than that. And I love podcasting because it gives me the freedom to control what I do. And I don't have a boss. I'm my own boss. When I first started my second channel on December 15th of 2015, it's 6 years. It'll be 6 years in December. And I started slow, very, very slow. And I was in Oklahoma with my son. And it was very, very minimal. I didn't have very much subscribers. But when I came back, I had 550 subscribers when I got back. I haven't did a vlog in a week and a half. Also, I came back home. Boom, 550 subscribers. Like, holy shit, dude. So this channel has 602 subscribers. It's growing, but it's doing it over time because of the shadow ban on YouTube. The people are getting shadow banned. Put it this way. It makes it a lot harder, even harder, to do a video because of the shadow banning that is going on. Even though people are saying, well, you're not being shadow banned. Yeah, even I'm getting shadow banned a little bit here. But I have Gab as backup. I have CloudHub as backup. I have BitChute as backup if nothing goes well. Nothing goes as good. I have Twitch, which is also another backup here. I would say that you gotta. I mean, you have some very ignorant people on all these platforms that want to shadow ban you, big time. But always have a backup plan when you're doing a vlog on YouTube or something like that. So, I'm also on Stereo, 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 and it is like awesome. And I'll be honest, Stereo is a good platform, man. It is a really good platform, but you need to find something that you can also fall back on. If, say, YouTube don't work, find a backup. Have a what we call a contingency plan. And so I met some friends that I've known for a good long time. Still talk to them, and like, dude, it's been like forever, 10 years, and I met a good buddy of mine, Tin Man. I came across this, how it happened, really. It's kind of funny, though. This guy, YRV, he, a real fucking goofball kind of guy, you know. He's from he's from my hometown, but lives in Clovis and shit. And I mean, the guy is so goofy. He looks like he could fuck a hobbit. I swear. But I mean, he was like calling anonymous terrorists, calling them murder, all kinds of stuff. But Anonymous is a collective of good people who believe in human rights, civil rights, basically the First Amendment. I mean, Anonymous is a First Amendment type collective and shit. So, but at times you're kind of wondering, like, am I okay to be part of these guys, of this collective here? And I'm laughing like, dude, man, these guys are kind of goofy, but they have a cause. They have a cause, and that cause caught my eye. You know, it kind of brought that awakening within me. You know, kind of like, you know, got to think a little bit here. You know. I mean, we are responsible. We are responsible for our actions. We gotta be responsible for our actions. We cannot be these idiots that fuck up so much. We gotta be accountable for our actions. You know, we gotta be. I mean, if we screw up, we got to admit that. If we screw up, hey, admit it. We screwed up. We're not perfect, but hey, we make mistakes. We live from those mistakes, you know. And again, I've been doing this YouTube stuff for almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years in November, you know, 17th. And I want to celebrate. I'm going to celebrate with a round table. And I want to celebrate it with a round table. And it's going to be a free for all. Anything to talk about goes. Because we're celebrating 10 years of Agent Grimlock, the channel. Even though it used to be Grandmaster Rhythm. Same channel, but different name. Going to celebrate 10 years. 10 years. And good 10 years. In 2025, we're going to celebrate 10 years of the Anonymous Republic Network when that comes around. And I am, even though it's been 10 years, going to be 10 years, we haven't even scratched the surface yet. We got a lot to do. I got to tell you, I mean, I have met some good friends, some great friends, you know, from all across the country. And I mean, tell you what, man, holy shit, dude, you know, it's kind of, it's awesome, man, I tell you, it's really, really cool. I want to shout out to Devil's Queen, Jenny. She did a video this morning giving this channel a shout out. still want to thank for that. I tell you, this never stops being awesome. Never stops being awesome. I'm having fun doing this. It's a great love of this. And what's cool about the podcast is that it's not regulated by the FCC. It's not regulated by the FCC, which is a good thing because here. Now, Ted Lieu of California, he wanted to regulate podcasting. He wanted to regulate blogs. And I heard about that. I'm thinking, yeah, just another way to try to control. I felt like, it's one thing after another that it makes it really hard to even think that somebody with that such arrogance, what he did to Candace Owens was a cheap shot at this woman, and this guy doesn't give a shit. I mean, fucking yeah, man. This guy's a big fucking sellout to his community, man. I tell you what. But, dude, you cannot regulate a podcast. Because all it is, it by regulating a podcast or a blog or slash vlog, it takes away a person's voice, man. It's like my folks used to tell me a story about Wolfman Jack. The guy had he was a radio personality in Mexico. He had a station in Mexico where he would go, this is Wolfman Jack using gajillion watts. And down there in Mexico, you can use a lot of power. A lot of watts of power. And it could go all the way up to Canada, Alaska and shit. I mean, dude. But you can't do that here. Can't do it here. Because it's regulated. You're only allowed to use a certain amount of power. But I mean, I watched a documentary on pirate radio, and it's a First Amendment thing, First Amendment. And the thing is, the FCC controls everything, TV and radio. Now, I'm doing a podcast, and it's not regulated because it's this is my power. This is my power, right? My voice. Nobody's telling me I can't say this, I can't say that. But except if you're doing a video on YouTube, here's what happens. If you say anything that the snowflakes of YouTube, that with their algorithm, see, it's fun. They're gonna monitor. They monitor shit here on YouTube, if they don't like anything about your video, they're going to remove it and give a lame excuse why they removed your video. From hate speech to harassment to all kind of stupid shit, and they will come up with some dumbass excuse to remove your video. It happened to me. It happened to me the other night, and it was a video that I did years ago, and it was talking about crisis actors, and it got removed because they said it was hate speech. Like, I'm saying, like, hate speech, like, dude, what was said that made it to be hate speech, dude? Like, what the fuck, you know? I felt like this is chicken shit, you know, like real chicken shit, you know. But it happens, so it happens, so. It happens. All right, folks. This is good. I'm gonna go ahead and end this. Put the turkey in the oven here. And I am good old Agent Grimlock. I want to thank you guys for watching this video and listening to this podcast. And enjoy your Wednesday throughout the week. Enjoy your week. If you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below, and hit the bell for notification. And if you got this transmission, you are the resistance. Be healthy and wise. I love you guys. Now, I'll see you all in the next video here on YouTube, and I'll see you guys, listeners, again on Anchor. Peace out. Godspeed.